Hey guys, it's Casey Abrams with the IDOLS podcast. This is a very special episode because we have someone on here who is one of my good friends who works behind the scenes. When I showed up at the IDOL auditions with 10,000 other contestants, I saw this guy walking around kind of being a little bit of a boss. Then I got to know him a little bit more, and we connected with jazz music, haircuts, and a little bit of Star Wars. We caught up on my season, the seasons before, the seasons afterwards, and the season that is happening right now. We also play a very fun American Idol game at the end. It's perfect timing now because now it's time for the live rounds. I have my bet on a couple people. What about you guys? Anyway, here's my friend, the super cool hipster dude that's been with American Idol since season 1, Mr. Patrick Lynn. Bassy out.
Come talk with me, come sing with me, we are idols.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
That's great. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. Test. One more time. I'll scoot this a little closer.
Cool. All right.
How's that shot look for you? It looks good?
Looks good to me.
Coming from a directorial guy. So I called this podcast IDOLS podcast. Am I going to get sued?
You know, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because there's so much stuff on the internet that is idol-esque. You know, it's like people hold their own idol contest every year.
Okay.
You know, like it'll be like Biloxi Idol and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't speak for Fremantle. I just know. I mean, I've been on the show forever.
Okay.
But I know they kind of look at it like, could you not do that? But it's kind of you're talking about the show, so it's kind of okay.
Okay. All right.
But cool. I actually have absolutely no pull and no say in whether or not you are allowed to do it. But you've done it so far. I think it looks nice.
Thank
I think
you.
you had a good graphic, and I mean, you're Casey. You're
I
Casey.
appreciate
You're
it.
you're part. As we say, you're part of the Idol family, as most people are that have gone through the process. And here we are.
Thank you.
Season 10, and
Season 10.
now we're in season 24.
Jeez, yes, that's pretty crazy.
God.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah. So what is exactly your job title?
So I am a senior supervising producer on American Idol.
Right.
Now, what that means is I do a lot of pointing. I go, don't do that. Do that. No, that's going to get us. That's going to get you fired. That's going to get us sued. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean, I kind of oversee, a few things. There's, Idol, as I always tell people, is an absolute team effort. It is an absolute team effort, and everybody kind of throws their thing in and gets it done. Because as you've been through the process, you know how it's like on TV. It looks kind of easy. You go up, you sing, you get voted on, right? Behind the scenes, it's like you rehearse 14,000 times, you do it again another 12,000 times, and then you're on the show. And and your season was great. Season 10, right?
Season 10, yeah.
Who won
Scotty McCreery.
Scotty.
That was a year.
Oh man, so much stuff happened behind the scenes. That was the first year of the save, and you were the first save guy. And
yes,
man, what a moment that was!
Wow. Did you how did you know what was gonna happen? I just have no idea what was happening. I didn't know what to do with myself. My body went limp. I went to go hug my parents.
Well, as producers, we're behind the scenes a lot, and we're kind of like, we get the show and we rehearse the show, we get it all ready to go, and then we just do it. And a lot of times we just kind of watch it all kind of unfold. And I remember on that night, because you got cut that night, but the judges saved you, and it was the first night we decided to have a judge save, and they saved you, which you were kind of like the obvious but unconventional choice. Because everybody wanted you saved, and you couldn't believe it. I mean, the look on your face alone, I can still see it. But that was a great night, and it was a great season overall. I think I mean, Scotty was this young kid. I think he was 17 at the time. He had the voice, baby, lock them doors, and sorry.
Hey, I was gonna say we usually have a singing thing at the end if you want to sing something. Maybe.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing.
Okay.
We kind of don't do that anymore,
Okay.
I mean, the whole scene. Anyways, let's.
But Scotty was good, and I just saw him. He had his kid on stage with him, singing in like a crowded room. He's killing it. I'm so stoked about all of my Idol friends. I literally just saw Haley Reinhart the other day. We're going on the Dave Koz cruise together. We're constantly doing things together. I see Stefano, I see James Durbin, I see all these awesome people. And I'm like excited that I got to be on that season. I was a little bit sad that I didn't get to be on season 9, because I was like, I want to try out. I missed my opportunity, and I saw like Lita. That's when Lita Wise won, and I was like, but I was like so anxious. I was like, I want to be on that show so bad, and then I was like, oh no, I missed Simon. But then I got Steven Tyler and Jennifer Lopez, which was
you
amazing.
did, and I would say in terms of like former idols that are close to each other, I think your season kind of takes that crown. I mean, it's you. I see you and Haley all the time, and Stefano, and I talk to James Durbin at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Great,
and and all that stuff. And I mean, you live right near me. I mean, we won't say where we live or anything like that. But
555. Oh,
yeah.
No.
But we live close. We live close to each other,
Yeah.
and I'm not your conventional guest. And I've been putting off. I got asked to do a couple of these things.
I feel so special. Thank you.
There was a young kid who did a podcast. It was a couple of years ago, and he was like a super fan. But I just didn't think it was the one to do. But yours, on the other hand, I'm like, oh man, I can't say.
Oh, well, I appreciate you. No, it's good. Well, you're one of the first people I ever met on American Idol. And, to be honest, I remember I was a little bit afraid of you. And I don't know if you've gotten that before because you're doing a lot of pointing. And I remember you were like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. And I was like, I got it. And then I remember you started to warm up to me. And then you just became this kind of drill sergeant became into a teddy bear because you were doing all this stuff out of love. You wanted to like help us grow. And I remember the moment that we had where I started doing jazz bass. When you saw me do the bass, are you a bass player? I remember you played my bass at one point.
I played your bass, probably not very well though.
No, but it was still good. But that's so like I remember you gave us a lot of life lessons, and you put us you brought us down. I remember there was a quote that you had said that was like, listen guys, you get here at like 4 p.m., you rehearse, you leave at 6 p.m. There's always going to be someone here that's here like 4 hours before you and 4 hours after you, cleaning up or getting ready for you. And like that type of advice was like so good. And like I feel like you were like one of the only people that were like there to kind of almost father us through everything that was going to happen, and like bring us back down to earth, which I really appreciate that.
Yeah, because part of my job, and still to this day, is to kind of get you guys ready to go on stage. Because no matter what people think about live television, it's like nothing can really prepare you for it, other than the people that have done it.
Right.
So usually, everybody on the Idol staff always knows when these kids are coming in, they don't know what it's like to be on a live television show.
Right.
And it's my job to kind of like tell you how it works and to make sure you're kind of there. It's like I have this rule I call 2 steps ahead. And it's always like I always want you to be 2 steps ahead. Think of it this way. You go to a party, you get there early, you walk in the house, there's nobody there, but you see that's the kitchen, there's the bar, there's the record player, there's all this stuff. So you kind of like get it in your head where you're at, as opposed to you show up to the party late. You walk in, the room's crowded. Where's your friends? Where's the bar? Where's the food? Where's the record player? I don't know. So it's all about getting you guys ready to walk out on that stage. And then once you walk out on that stage, man, it's all you. It's all you. And I remember meeting you in Austin. It was Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
And you were running up and down the line with your little recorder, and we, as producers, were like, "Oh, this guy's great." He's sort of playing the crazy, weird, idol contestant guy. Let's follow him around a little bit.
Were you handing out stickers or something? I feel like someone gave me a sticker or something.
Yeah, we would sometimes sticker people to kind of like remember them. Like
okay,
if you had this little sticker on, like we would like, oh, we wanted somebody on the staff may throw a sticker on you, and it'll be like, oh, we want to like sort of pay attention to this person.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, awesome. Wow.
And so I remember, kind of like watching you, and you were kind of crazy and kind of fun, but it's like at a certain point, it's like you eventually have to walk in that room in front of those judges and you have to sing, and hopefully you sing well. And I remember you went in front of the judges, and you blew them away. And it was at that moment I knew this guy, this Casey kid, was like the real deal. It's like you're like this musical genius that is, and I say that knowing I saw everything all season long, and I was just amazed that you were that guy. It's like, how did we get so lucky as to have you on the show? It's like, running around outside with a little recorder is fun, but when you get in and you know how to play a certain amount of instruments, and you can sing on key, and you can sing on pitch, and you've got all these things going for you. That was the fun thing about you. And I remember, following you, we were not sure how far you were going to go.
Oh, really?
Okay. We had no clue.
Wow.
I mean, we were just kind of like, this guy gets like, it's like you were the kind of guy that got better every week.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
So you have no idea, because the judges are technically deciding who goes forward, right?
Oh, yeah.
So who's making the initial decisions? Because that was like, there was 10,000 people in that Austin auditorium to make it past all those booths. So what are those people comprised of? There's like judges, and were you one of those people at the booths?
Well, I was, yes and no. It's like, as producers, we're all looking for the next American Idol. That's our job, is to find the next American Idol. So in the old days, like when you'd come into these big stadiums, you'd go up in front of a table and you'd sing for maybe one or two people. Those are producers from the show.
Right.
They would say, hey, do you want to do that for our executive producers, who at the time were Ken and Nigel?
Yeah.
And then you would sing in front of Ken and Nigel Would go, do we want to put you in front of Randy, Simon, and Paul?
Right.
Or it was
people. Yeah.
Jennifer and Steven and
Randy
at the time. And they would just kind of decide, like, how do we think you're going to do in front of the judges? And I'll be honest with you, it's like you were an easy yes. You were an easy, because you really kind of had no fear. And that's one of the attributes that we look for all the time. It's like, a lot of times we'll see people in line and we'll kind of keep eye on them, or we'll throw a sticker on them and go, oh, okay, let's keep an eye on that guy. And then they'll get in front of the executive producers and they'll clam up.
Oh,
and they'll
okay.
shut down.
Okay.
And you'll be like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. They were great in line. Or you'll be like, someone will walk and go in front of the producers or in front of Ken and Nigel, and will be like, who's this person? And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, that was Phil Phillips, by the way. I think he was season 11.
Yeah.
He was the quiet guy in line, and then gets in front of like Ken and Nigel, and then the judges, and we're like, this guy's going to be a superstar.
Did he even have a sticker, or did you didn't?
No.
Wow.
No, because we didn't do that all the time, and
Okay.
it was pretty rare.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was really more of a reason to kind of like tell people, it's like, oh, we want to keep an eye on you.
Gotcha. Okay.
We don't want you to get lost, because I mean, those lines back in the day, it's like, I mean, you could have been out there playing your thing, and we never would have seen you again.
Right. Yeah.
But with our little sticker system, which I probably, it's out of the bag at this point, but it was just an easy way to go, oh, let's make sure that we keep an eye on you.
And is it different these days? I feel like it's a little bit more, I've been hit up a couple times by certain shows on email. It's like, hey, come audition for this thing. So is there a lot less cattle calls and more online things that are happening?
So we don't really do in-person auditions anymore, although we did do them last year for the first time in like 5 years at CMA Fest. But we normally do all this on Zoom now. And that started because of COVID,
Oh, okay.
I mean, it really kind of allows people that can never get to us to get to us. I mean, it kind of sucks not being able to kind of go out and, set up shop and have people come by and get in line and do all that. It's like, that's still kind of one of my favorite things to do. But
it's touring almost, like
because
you're touring
it's like literally it's like touring.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you want that young guy like Noah Thompson, who was on a construction site in, East Louisville, or I don't even know his tiny
small town, yeah.
And it enables them to get to us. So that's kind of how we do it now. But we have some great casting people on the show, and producers we're looking for people year round. And even like former idols like yourself, it's like, if you were to say, hey, check out this person, I'd be like, I would seriously check them out.
That's good to hear. Yeah. Well, and when you came to the Postmodern Jukebox show, that made my day, because you were seeing, I think Haley was a part of that, but a lot of the former American Idols are they've flocked over to Postmodern Jukebox. And, I'm kind of doing some more things as well. But, I actually just sat in with Postmodern Jukebox in Florida, and there's something to be. It almost felt like my second American Idol because you're singing covers in like a jazzy way, which I was already doing on the show. So it's pretty insane. And is like, what was your first time you noticed Postmodern Jukebox?
Well, it was. I think it was with you and Haley.
Okay, was
you know,
it like
when
all
you
about
guys,
that bass?
It was all about the bass,
Okay.
and you guys, Postmodern. We knew who Postmodern Jukebox is, but then when you guys kind of like paved that way for like a lot of former idols to kind of like go do that, it's like, I mean, that's like a real show. And I remember the show I went to in Long Beach, and I saw you hosted the whole show, and I'm like, this is the guy who was running around with a little recorder in Austin, Texas. And look at him now; he's got a suit on, and he's running the show. And I was very proud.
Thanks, man. I'm glad you came to that one. That was super fun. And have you met Scott Bradley yet? Or
I did meet
you met him
Scott
that
Bradley,
night?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you
met
guys
him that
have
night.
to. There's got to be something that happens there. So now it seems like it's not even like just Hollywood anymore. It's like it's Hollywood week, but it's in Nashville, and then also you have Hawaii. So like, how fun is that to be like in different places? Is it like kind of like a vacation? Is it fun to be in these different places rather than Hollywood?
Well, yeah, let's kind of like address each one of these, because this is the first year we've done what we call Hollywood in Music City. Now, Hollywood Week over the years, has changed, and we've always been looking for a way to kind of change up Hollywood Week, and and we love Nashville, so we thought, let's just do it all there. Let's just do it all there, see how it goes, and it went really well. Of course, we've been doing Hawaii now. I think this is our 5th or 6th year.
Right, yeah.
At Disney's Aulani Resort and Spa. And there you go. Well, let me tell you, is
it great?
The best round ever. It is. And I tell contestants all the time because we eventually tell them they're going to Hawaii. I'm like, it's great. Get in front of the judges, get a golden ticket, but you really want to go to Hawaii. That's what you really want.
Yes.
You really want to. And so we've gone to Hawaii for a number of years. And so this year we added this thing called the Ohana round.
Right.
Now, Ohana.
So you stay there extra time.
Ohana means family, which means we do an extra round, which is all about staying in Hawaii a little bit of extra time,
So
which
smart.
I'm never going to say no to.
Right. It's very smart. So how many days do you get to actually stay there?
I think we're there a total of like 8 days. Now, we do the vocal coaching before we get there. Like, the contestants will pick their songs. We'll do some Zoom vocal coaching so that when we get to Hawaii, we'll get in front of the execs, in front of Megan and them, and they'll sing their song. Then we eventually will get with the band off-site, and then we'll get with the band on stage, and then we'll do the show.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
it's great. It's literally the best round on Idol, in my opinion.
That's so fun, and you get to see the sights and the sounds of. Is it hot over there at this time, or?
No, it's beautiful. It's like 85 degrees over there. It's like it's Hawaii.
It's awesome. Is it in Maui or where is it?
No,
Do we
it's
know?
just outside of Oahu in
Okay.
a place called Ko'olina.
Cool. Oh wow, you got the lingo down, man.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to. Postmodern Jukebox did a show there at one point, and it was just one of the most magical places I've ever been. And just it seems like Disney mixed with Hawaii is just going to be like an extra. It's just going to be
God, it's so great.
exponential.
I
Yeah.
know.
So these people are amazing. So where are we right now? Because I've just watched something in Hawaii. That's the Ohana round.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be another Hawaii round. Am I crazy?
Now there's going to be 2 more rounds in Hawaii, which
Crazy,
is
okay.
so the Ohana round goes from 30 to 20.
Right. So now I'm watching. So I just watched the 30 go to 20.
Right.
So now what is going to happen in this 20?
Now we're going to split the 20 into 2 sets of 10, and we're going to do 2 more shows on the beach. So
Awesome.
the show that you're used to seeing on the beach in Hawaii at Aulani that's going to be next week and the week after that.
Okay. And do we get to vote for these ones?
Yes, you do.
Yes.
You finally get to vote.
I saw. I feel like I'm just doing a promo this whole time. But now I saw Ryan say something about American Idol. You don't go to the website anymore. What you just go to the social medias and like leave a comment or something?
Let's just say, go to the American Idol socials, and when we're getting ready to vote, and it'll explain everything on how you do it.
All you have to do is head to @American Idol on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and comment on the pinned official voting post with the first name of the Idol hopeful you're voting for.
Okay.
Because, now that you get to vote for these people, because the one thing I always want to stress, and I get this from my sister all the time, she's like, so-and-so didn't make it through. And I'm like, did you vote for him? And she's like, well, I go, you got to vote for your favorite. Ryan says it all the time. Vote for your favorites to stay in the competition.
Yes.
You know, because I always say, nobody really gets voted off American Idol. You just don't get enough votes.
Right.
Which I don't know which
Wow.
one sucks more. You know, depends on how you want to say that. I didn't get enough votes this week, so I'm going home. It's not that people like, I'm voting you out. It's like, I just didn't vote for you.
Yes.
So you got to vote for your favorites, you know?
It's either I hate you, get out, or whoopsie. I prefer the whoopsie. I'd prefer that.
Yeah.
Has your sister been to any of the shows?
Oh God, yes.
Yes. Is she a super fan?
She's a bit of a super fan, but she can't go anymore because she and her husband retired and they live in Arizona. But she calls me every week. She's like, I love so and so, and I love this person.
Do you give them the scoop? You give her the scoop a little bit, just about what's going on behind the scenes?
No. I don't do that. Not even with family. Not especially with my girlfriend as well, because my girlfriend, funny enough, is she's a fan now. But before we started dating, she's like, I knew American Idol, you know, but I didn't really watch it. And now she watches it, like her whole family, you know. Now they watch it religiously.
Because of you.
Because of me, and which I appreciate. But when it comes to like what happens at the show, it's like you know what, I leave it at the show. And I come home and she'll be like, so who's going to be really good? And I'm like, you got to watch the show. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who's going to be great. I want you to watch the show.
I love that. Yeah, you're a man of your dignity and of your job. You're gonna watch the show. Yeah, just go. It's so easy. Just go watch the show. Yeah, you know, it's like even like especially like when we have we tell contestants like. When we do a lot of stuff ahead of time, like, you know, Hollywood Week is typically done ahead of time. Hawaii is done ahead of time. And I go, you're going to go home and your friends are going to go, what happened? And your number one answer is this, just watch the show. And they're like, oh, come on, tell me. I go, just watch the show. People always want what they can't have. Okay. So I always tell people, just watch the show. I like that. To be honest, my friend Mark Ballas, who was actually at one of the tapings, he was in the audience when I did, I think, Harder to Breathe, where I kissed Jennifer Lopez. We'll talk about that. But he was on The Traitors, and I was watching week to week. I love The Traitors, and here he is, and I don't know if he's the traitor. I don't know if he's getting voted off. I don't know what's going on. I saw him, and I was like, "Hey, man," and I was like, he's like, "Hey, man," I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know, but should I keep watching this? He's like, dude, keep watching. It's like, okay, cool. So it's exactly to your point.
Such a great show.
Yes.
It's just, who's the traitor?
Yes.
My God.
Me and my girlfriend, we host traitors parties because we love it so much. In fact, before we even knew Mark was on it, we invited him and he couldn't make it, but it's just such a good show.
Oh my God.
Since I'm looking at your tattoos, I remember you told me that you're one of the people. You kind of inspired me. I don't know if I'll ever get a tattoo, but you told me you had tattoos a little bit later in life.
I did.
And was it a Star Wars? Was it a Star Wars?
Yes. This whole arm right here is all Star Wars.
Wow.
Right? It's all because I love Star Wars. If you know anything about me, you know I love my Star Wars, and of course, you know, then that's such a great shirt. And then this arm over here is just kind of like generally like stuff I like. Like my favorite book is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Saint Joan of Arc, which is like a whole weird childhood thing. Okay. But over here, yeah, it's all Star Wars, and I did get them later in life after I got divorced because my ex would say, if you get a tattoo, you'll regret it. 14 tattoos in, and I don't regret it.
Can I ask what age that you got your first tattoo at?
40 plus, at
40
least.
Okay, dang.
Like probably 42, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it was later in life. I always wanted a tattoo, and you know, everybody always tells you, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't reckon. I mean, I think I'm done. Like, I think I'm done with all of my tattoos. I think I'm pretty happy.
Which one was that? So it was it the Who Shot First? Was that your first one?
Okay, Who Shot First is
Han Shot First.
Han Shot First. Okay, if you know anything about Star Wars, you know in the original film, Han Solo shoots Greedo in the bar, and he kind of shoots him in cold blood, which is, you know, kind of his character. Well, later when George Lucas redid that movie, he kind of changed it so Greedo shoots first. That ain't how it happened. We all know that's not how it happened. Han shot first. So there you go.
Good. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Do you think no, sorry, not Steven Spielberg. George Lucas. Do you think George Lucas would agree with you now? Do you think he looks back at that and he's like, you know what? I think he should have shot first.
I think George Lucas is. He probably. I think he's answered this question, but he always kind of skates around it a little bit. He's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Okay. It's like I don't know. I don't think you just got to worry about it. It's like, I mean, on one hand, it's like there's 12 versions of the original movie, but the original is how it happened, and it's just a fun Star Wars thing. It's it's not necessarily something I argue with people about because most people don't know what the hell it means anyways until I explain it to them.
Have you seen The Mandalorian?
Are you kidding? I've seen all of it.
Yes.
All
excited
of it.
for the new movie?
Mandalorian and Grogu coming out.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
It's such a weird title, though.
Yeah. They should
It's
have
like-
just called it The Mandalorian movie? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know why they. I mean, the Mandalorian and Grogu. I mean, obviously Grogu is like the big selling point on that.
Right.
Everybody loves that little green guy, including me.
Oh, I love it. Well, do you see him over there?
I do see him over there.
He's my guy.
He's the little guy, but it's like that's going to be a giant movie, and I'm very excited to actually go see a Star Wars film in a movie theater.
Yes. When's the last time that's happened? Solo is the last one I saw.
Probably.
I saw the ninth installment on Disney Plus, so I didn't get to see it in movies, but I can't believe it's coming out in theaters.
I know.
Because it's an original. That's weird to have something that's a Disney Plus show go to theaters. Like I feel like that never happens. So that's magic. I feel
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's just because I'm trying to think like what was the last one before that I saw. I want to say it was probably the Last Jedi. The one that got a lot of flack, which I don't really care about. All I care about is seeing a Star Wars movie in an actual theater. And seeing movies in theaters nowadays, man, that's like it's a treat.
Yeah.
If you can, I mean, I go to movies alone at this point, because my girlfriend's taste and my taste are so different. She doesn't like the horror action-y type stuff. So I just go. And there's really good movie theaters, especially in Los Angeles. My favorite one. Have you ever been to the Alamo Drafthouse?
Not in LA. I've been to it in Texas. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The one out here is in downtown LA, which is a pain in the ass to get to, but it's unbelievably cool.
Okay.
If you don't know, at the Alamo Drafthouse, you can eat and watch a movie. They serve you food. It's
my favorite. I remember
It's magical.
You remember the movies that you see in there, and I feel like they're very selective about the movies because they want you to have a great experience. I remember I saw Scott Pilgrim.
God, what a
that was
great
so
movie.
good. I had the best cheeseburger I've ever had, and saw one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was insane. Were you working on movies before American Idol? I think I saw something. Were you on Deep Blue Sea?
Okay, so yeah, I had a whole life in the independent film world before I came to American Idol.
Okay.
And
Deep Blue Sea is not an independent film. I don't
it is
think,
not.
right?
And here's the thing: I didn't actually work on that movie.
Is that a
I'm
different
listed.
passion?
No, I'm in there. I'm
Okay,
listed as
all right,
an associate producer on Deep Blue Sea. Here's what happened. So in the early days of the internet, on IMDb, you could submit anything you wanted, right? And you could, I worked on such and such a movie. So a friend of mine thought it would be hilarious if he listed me on Deep Blue Sea as an associate producer. And I didn't realize it until like probably about a year after he did it. And then I've spent years trying to change it. And no, it's like impossible. It's there forever. Wow. Now, there's a couple of Patrick Lynns on IMDb. One's a transpo guy. Then there's me. There's also a bodybuilder from Canada. But it's, I'm
Close to you. I
yeah,
see.
oh yeah, exactly right there. But I did not work on Deep. I did work on a number of independent films that most of which kind of went nowhere.
Okay.
But I did work on a lot of short films.
Okay.
And I loved short films. That's what I was doing prior to getting into the reality film era. I worked for a website that basically kind of curated short films and short form content. Okay. And this was sort of the first iteration of the internet, which a lot of younger people nowadays have no idea. Basically from like 1995 through 2000, maybe 2001, there was like a whole version of the internet that's gone. And I remember a lot of people were dealing with short films, and I was dealing with this one short film called George Lucas in Love, which was made by these two guys from USC, Joe Nussbaum and Joseph Levy. And Joseph Levy and I kind of like came up with this battle plan to kind of get the film on the internet and kind of monetize it. And also we sold it on Amazon. I think it's still like for sale on Amazon. It's a great short film. You should definitely check it out.
That's awesome. Anything Star Wars is you're gonna take a kin to, aren't you?
Anything Star Wars.
Yes. Do you have any Star Wars figurines in your office? I feel like I saw something. No.
I usually do, and then what I do with that stuff is I love the Lego stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll make it, and then it'll be in my office. It'll get a little dusty, and then I'll like find out who's got a kid that likes Star Wars stuff, and I'll just kind of give it away.
Okay.
It's like I did this at my old apartment, which is funny enough, just down the street. Is I had all these Star Wars figures, and at a certain point they were just kind of collecting dust. So I took a box, and I put it down in the garage, and I put a sign on it. It said "For kids only."
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was gone in like 30 seconds.
For sure. Yes. You were so good at that. I think you were behind the camera a lot of the time when I was on American Idol and all of us were first starting out. You were behind the camera and you were saying, "How does it feel to be on American Idol?" And start off with saying, "It feels great to be on American Idol because you always have to mention what you were saying so the producer isn't heard." What exactly is it? What's like?
So basically, yeah. So one of the things that we teach young singers and performers is how to be in an interview, right? Yeah. How does that work? So one of the things we always tell them is like always rephrase the question in your answer, and we always kind of give the simplest way of thinking about it. Which is, okay, for example, tell me what you had for breakfast this morning. And you go, bagel. And because we're never going to hear my question, we're only going to hear your answer. And just saying bagel, I can't work with that. I can't edit that. So you say, "Hey, Casey, what'd you have for breakfast this morning?" And you'll say, "Well, for breakfast this morning, first of all, I got up really early. And for breakfast this morning, I had Fruit Loops and a bagel. And I think I had some toast as well. And it was a great breakfast to start my day." Now you have an entire thing that you can edit with. You can edit it down, and that's kind of how it works. So, and that's one of the jobs that all the producers on Idol do is, asking you questions and getting information and getting you to tell your story in a kind of a coherent way.
I love that. And, my dad does something, he has a doctorate in anthropology, but he also has an Emmy in documentary filmmaking. And his whole thing is, which I thought was awkward at first, but which makes sense, but I think you would agree with this, is that you would ask someone a question and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's how I felt about it." And then you just let it breathe for a little bit. And I feel like the Idol producers did this to me a lot, where they would be like, "How did you feel about the performance?" I'd be like, "It was great." And then they wouldn't say anything. And I'd be like, "There was that one thing that I did," you know what I mean? And I feel like it actually
really helps trigger that sort of that pregnant pause type of thing. That's a producer trick to kind of get you thinking about your answer and what might sound a little bit better. Because a lot of times people will give very long drawn out answers, which can be a little cumbersome sometimes. So one of our jobs is to kind of help you say that in like a good soundbite way. And now I'll do a lot of press for Idol, like when we do the cattle call auditions, and I'll basically just explain to people how it's done. But I always try to talk in kind of sound bites because I'm thinking about how a producer is going to cut, like especially a news piece, which is going to be like little tiny bits. Mm-hmm. So I'm always trying to talk in little tiny bits.
Yeah, you're really good at that. Do you guys have a me and the Idols, my like top 11, our family? We have a group text. We're always saying happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Hey, you just got married. Congratulations on the baby. Do you guys have anything like that between you and the production team?
Maybe.
All right. Next question.
Okay, so, what a lot of people don't, I don't know if they realize this or not, but Ryan Seacrest is really the reason we text as much as we do today. He taught us how to text. He taught us how to text the word vote. Now, back in the day, you had to press every button like 3 times in order to. So it was text the word vote to whatever number it was that you were assigned. And so he taught us how to text, which is why I think we text so much today. But nowadays, every year, like all the contestants and a couple of producers will have one text so we can talk to everybody at once. But all the contestants, I think we call them hopefuls now, all the folks that are on the show have their own group text to talk about what's going on behind the scenes or with producers or whatnot. Everybody's got it every year.
Right.
You guys, you still have yours?
Yeah, like I think the last thing we did, well, Stefano had his second child, and so we congratulated him. And then when Lauren had, I think Lauren had a kid.
She just, yeah.
Yeah, and we congratulated her. Everyone wished me happy birthday in February. It was really, it's Christmas time, you know, like sometimes we'll find old photos and we'll show each other and be like, remember this, guys? And then we'll all laugh. Like,
Yep.
And every single person up until Scotty, like Scotty even is laughing along, you know, like he's so humble. Everyone, I just love everyone in that. I think there's a couple of quarrels in between that they had. I think there was a couple of fights during the show and during the tour, but a little less during the tour because we weren't fighting to get number one. We already know who that, Scotty was the winner.
Yeah, you were fighting just to kind of like live with each other.
Right, yes.
You know?
But it was still fun.
Still fun. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you, and you'll probably agree with this. It's like you look back at maybe some of the arguments you had like during the show, and it's like they're so meaningless nowadays.
Yeah.
What means more is the experience that you had being there behind the scenes and just having fun with the whole thing.
Well, it's beautiful because we have it's like when I went to high school, it was a really cool arts high school in Idlewild, and you talk to other people. I was in 9th grade when this person was in 12th grade, but it's the same thing here. It's like I'm talking to Blake Lewis, who is a couple seasons before me. I'm talking to Nick Fradiani, who's 5 seasons ahead of me. Like we're all a part of the same thing, and it's that's the beautiful part is that I can brag. I'll be honest, like when I first came off of Idol, I kind of didn't want that name associated with me because hey, it's the American Idol guy rather than my own name. But then I think I was lucky that I had Postmodern Jukebox because Postmodern Jukebox became, hey, you're like, oh, you're the Postmodern Jukebox guy. It's like, well, at least I'm a guy. And then I realized it's like, wow, being associated with something that changed my life, how can that be? It can only be a good thing. And so it's like a beautiful thing to be a part of. And I feel like it's like this ether that I can constantly pull energy from and just like give back as well. It just feels like something beautiful that is just like it's a galaxy of talent that I can associate with and call friends, So I think it's beautiful.
I agree with you 100%. And I always love seeing, because, every year when we do these Zoom auditions, I'll bring in former idols in fact, I don't even want to call them former idols. I'll bring in idols to be kind of like industry experts, and I'll interview them. I had you on.
That was fun. Yeah, thanks for having me.
And telling these young upcoming singers like, here's what you should think about. Here's what you should stay away from. I love having you on, and I love being able to pull from that era. And even when I do that, I remember there are some people like David Cook and Chris Allen went on tour. Like they went on tour to Europe. Guys from different seasons. I love seeing that.
That's so fun.
I love seeing that, and I always love seeing like you on Postmodern Jukebox and all the stuff that you do, especially on TikTok, because you're TikTok famous.
Thanks, man. Sure.
And
Ruben is going on the Dave Cause cruise with us. Ruben Studdard, Haley Reinhardt, and me.
That is so great.
Isn't that
I just
crazy?
talked to him yesterday.
Oh, whoa.
I talked to Ruben a lot.
I'll tell him you say hi.
Definitely tell him I say hi, because he's doing the Luther Vandross thing right now, or
okay,
something like that.
Something like that,
I mean, just so you know, it's like the Luther Vandross family chose Ruben to be the guy that could go out and tour and sing the Luther songs. It's unbelievable.
Look at all this talent, man. It's
awesome. I love Ruben to death. I mean, he was season 2. Which, funny enough, just if we're talking about stats or anything, still the most watched episode of Idol was, Clay versus Ruben.
Oh, really? Okay.
Or Ruben versus Clay, depending on which way you want to look at it. 38.6 million people, I think, watched that finale.
Dang. Okay.
I mean, it was huge. I mean, those were our Death Star days.
Death Star days.
Yeah, they used to call Idol. Other networks would call us the Death Star. Like back in our big heydays of like season like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back in those days, because we were on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and nobody wanted to go against us. Oh. And it wasn't, the funny thing was, and I always think about this, it wasn't something that we were doing the show we thought we should be doing. It was just resonating with everybody, and we killed everybody in the ratings. And it was just, we're like, sorry, So they used to call us the Death Star. funny enough.
I have a question about. I heard that you were like up for the Emmys or something, and there was a decision to use one of the episodes from our season, which was either the finale or the episode where I got voted. I got resurrected. Saved. Is that true or no?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Sounds right, though.
Okay.
I mean, if I was going to use an episode that year for Emmy submission, I would use yours.
Thank you. I think they in the end didn't use the one, and then it didn't get the Emmy. So that's just me saying I told you.
You
so.
getting saved, that was great television, man.
Thanks,
I mean,
man.
I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. Go find it and watch it. And it was such a great moment, and the audience went absolutely ballistic.
That was fun. That was a great time. I appreciate you. Who's the nicest celebrity you've ever met?
Oh God, on the show?
On or off?
On or off the show? Quite a few, I would say. I will tell you this, and I should probably say this. I'm gonna say Simon Cowell. Okay, because Simon Cowell was such a great guy, like especially our first season where we were going out to these podunk little venues and doing it, and he was down for all of it, and he was always a super nice guy behind the scenes, especially to the crew.
Oh, nice. Okay,
especially to the crew.
That's great.
I love it was people ask me all the time. It's like, was Simon Cowell really that mean? I go, kinda. Not to me, though, but it's not even that he was being mean. And I always try to take a page out of that book of he's trying to help people, either be a better singer or not be a singer at all. I mean, he would tell people you shouldn't be singing. And, a lot of times, and this was the great thing about Simon. Simon was saying what we were thinking. That is one of the brilliant things about him. So I will always say, I mean, I had a great relationship with Simon. I cannot say enough about him. And he really is one of the main reasons Idol did as well as it did. He's a great guy.
That's
and I
beautiful.
love him to death. I will never have anything bad to say about Simon Cowell just because he is, he was just that guy at the right time at the right moment and had a great time.
That's beautiful. I agree, man. I wish I would have met him one of these days. But actually went to go see. I don't know. You can leave this out, but I went to go see America's Got Talent. He was there, and it was cool to see him from behind. But I really, there was part of me that like wanted to get judged by him, like just to see what he what the normal guy felt.
Let me tell you, behind the scenes on the years that Simon was on the show, everyone hinged their whatever it was that they were thinking. It's like I need to get a good review out of Simon. I need to get that, and that was always like and when people didn't get it, they'd be like, ugh,
Yes.
But it's like he was just trying to spell it out for you that week. I mean, I just remember who was it? No, I can't tell that story. Never mind. Sorry.
You sure you don't want to?
Nah, believe me, there's all kinds of stories I'd love to tell you.
Okay, well, off camera, or maybe not even off camera. That's all good. But he was a big fan of Adam Lambert, and I was like, is he gonna like this guy? But I think he speaks the truth mostly. Yeah,
for the most part. I mean, with a flair for, for what is going to work in the moment. He's not really that guy anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But that's fine. But he's an industry expert. Mm-hmm. That's what I always loved about him. And he came over here and nobody knew who the hell he was, nor cared. But I remember the first promos, and when Simon would get up there and say, "You should not be singing," or whatever, it's like people were like, "You're really going to say that?" And and he caught a lot of flack for it. And then eventually people were like, Simon's right.
Yes.
Simon is right.
Yes. We need more people like that.
We need more people like Simon.
What's the nicest compliment someone's ever given you? Do you remember who it was?
The nicest compliment? Gosh, putting me on the spot there.
I know.
The nicest compliment? I would say Carrie Underwood.
She complimented you.
But she complimented me. This was probably, I think this was like 3 or 4 years ago. We were at her residency in Vegas, and she was meeting the new hopefuls, and I was there, and I was sort of off in the background, and she was like, and that guy right there, don't let that guy scare you. Like, don't let that guy scare you. He means well. He means well. And she's like, come here. And I'm like, and I mean, I've known her for years. And she's like, this is Pat. You all know Patrick. Don't be afraid of him. He might scare you a little bit, but he's doing it for the best reasons possible. And that was, I thought, that was a great compliment to get from her, especially so many years later. And in front of all of these people,
I'm totally forgetting that she was a contestant. She won it.
Season 4.
And now dude, so you're working with her again. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
She's great.
Dude, I'm
she
happy.
She really is. I mean, her season 4, it came down to her and Bo Bice. Man, and the stories about Bo Bice that we could tell. Ooh, that guy.
Oh, I got some stories. I got some stories.
Love Bo Bice.
Yeah.
And Bo, if you watch this, just know I got your back, buddy. Yeah, Bo versus Carrie was one of the best performances was when he sang the Allman Brothers song.
Is it a cappella?
Whipping Post. Just an unbelievable performance. And when a lot of times when you watch some of these finales, you're like, I don't know who's going to win. Even season 1, we didn't know. Kelly Justin, Kelly wins. It's like, oh, of course, Kelly's going to win. Of course she's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Even like season 3, Fantasia versus Diana DeGarmo. And we're like, who's going to win? Fantasia wins, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and it's always fun to kind of watch that happen. I love being there at the finale when all that hard work comes down to like who's actually going to be, because there's only a few people that actually know the winning results when we do the finale, and it ain't me. So I'm back there going please, and I'll be most years I'm like, the right person won. Even last year, I mean, Jamal, when he took the crown, he was one of those guys that was just, he learned as he went along, and he learned how to be a better performer, and he became better, and he really rose to the occasion every week, and I was so happy to see him win. John Foster, the guy that came in number 2, super nice guy. Mm-hmm. Would love to see him win too. But Jamal was just, I think it was in the cards for him. Loved watching him win, and of course, the first thing that happens to him, he gets nominated for a Grammy. I mean,
it's insane.
That's good.
Wow,
and that's
killer.
Good.
But who are you surprised did not make it even to the top 10? Or if there's anyone that
did not make it to the top 10.
Yeah. Let's say top 5.
Top. That's even harder.
I'll tell you, because I remember the season before.
You tell me.
Tori Kelly,
I
think made it to 24. Todrick Hall also made it. That same season made it to the top 24.
Were they the same season?
I think so. Yeah, I remember watching them on the Lead Wise season. So
now Tori Kelly got cut, I think, in group round in Hollywood Week.
Maybe she tried out twice. I'll have to. We'll check it out.
Could have been, but yeah, Todrick Hall, man, that guy.
Yeah,
he's a showman.
Yeah, the backflips he's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one more thing, but dude, this was awesome. I usually do a musical thing, but I have something else. I have 2 little things. I was just telling Patrick that I wrote down. Jordan's awesome.
You're talking about contestants.
Yeah, Jordan. Ray was awesome.
She's great.
Hannah Harper.
Yep.
And Brooks,
man.
Those people were insane. So anyway, I just wanted to.
And there's some real talent there this year. I'm always pleasantly surprised when you see the talent start to rise to the top. Kind of like what happened with you. I always like to use you as an example, but seeing the talent like Jordan singing Grandma's Hands was unbelievable, on a song that I am not that familiar with, and he really killed it in the Ohana round.
Yeah, I can't believe you started off with that song.
I know.
I was like, where do you go from here?
Literally.
But that was a good move. That was a good move.
Yeah.
I really liked that. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to name American Idol contestants. Are these American Idol contestants true or false? Is it a real name or is it a fake?
Oh, this ought to be good. This is gonna be interesting. Now we're gonna really see if I've got that good memory for idol contestants.
See. Okay.
Or idol hopefuls, I think is what we call them. Okay, ready? So
Yes.
headphones on. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
Here we go. DeAndre Brackensick.
That's a real person.
Yes. Correct. Bill Blue.
No.
Correct. Constantine Maroulis.
Absolutely 100% correct.
Yes. Sanjaya Malakar.
Yes.
Yep, you know. Sinswana Flegels.
No.
Correct. James Jameson.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Nope. I think you're thinking of Phil Phillips.
Could be.
Maybe. I threw that in there.
James Jameson?
James Jameson's not a person.
Now, if I go back and look up and see if he's there, you know what, let's that's why we have Google.
Oh my gosh.
Hang on. Before we go
I
on, we're just
swear,
going to look up James Jameson American
You might be
Idol.
right. I literally just made it up right now, and if I...
James Jameson American Idol.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there is a James Jameson. There is not a James Jameson American Idol. You are skated out of that one. Okay. Let's keep going. Keep going.
Christina Christian.
Yes.
Correct. E.J. Day.
Yes.
Correct. Amy Adams.
Yes.
Correct. I thought that was crazy. Jackie Wilson.
Yes.
Correct. Ace Young.
Yes.
Correct. Jacuzzi.
No.
Correct. Christy Lee Cook.
Yes.
Correct. Cindy Lee Lufthouse.
No.
Correct. James Casey.
No.
Correct. Thea Magia.
Yes.
Correct. Lazaro Arbos.
Yes.
Wow, I actually had to look and make sure that was okay. Last one. LK Faberloin.
No.
Correct. Wow, you did pretty good. I think you did.
I got at least a 95 on that
You got
test.
a 95 on that. Correct. Good job. Now, I just have some things, and I will put this in the edit, but there's 4 pictures that I took during the Idol days, and I just want you to remember, see if you can remember what was happening at that moment.
Oh my God! All right, so you're gonna bring these up on screen.
Yes.
So this is me and Scotty.
Uh-huh.
We're in the elevator.
Yep.
Is that at CBS Television City? No. Where is this elevator?
TMZ.
Oh my God! That
Yes.
You were at TMZ season? Yeah, we went to TMZ and Harvey Levin gave a talk on media training.
Exactly. Yes.
Love Harvey Levin.
Yeah,
by the
it's
way.
great. Press the right button or the next button. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, so this is you getting a haircut. It's a place that's over on La Cienega, and it starts with a B.
We'll look it up. Yeah.
Look it up. But yeah, I remember taking you over there. This is this really cool sort of high-end barbershop. And I remember seeing it, and you had a rug on for hair. And
Yes,
I think this
that's
was
true.
getting ready for one of the big shows, like maybe one of the first big live shows.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And you and I did a little piece on you getting a haircut and a beard trim. I think it was a beard trim at this place over on La Cienega, and I'm wondering if it's still there. The guys there, they were so nice.
They were so nice. Yeah, I think we went in after hours, and they but it was part of the vibe to it was part of the Idol experience. It was like, what do you call it? It's like a segment.
Yeah,
It was a nice segment. All right, next, go down.
Oh God, what's her name? What is her name?
Lauren Turner is her name.
Lauren Turner.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do you know where do you see where you are?
Oh yeah, that's on the 3rd floor rehearsal room at
Okay.
CBS Television City.
You still do that place?
We don't. We're no longer at CBS Television City. We're at Red Studios or RSH.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, over in Hollywood.
Oh, okay. Oh, Hollywood. That's
Yeah,
closer.
we moved. We had to move.
Nice.
4 or 5 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got a new spot. The studio that we're at is called RSH. It stands for Red Studios Hollywood, and it is a legendary studio. I mean, I Love Lucy was shot there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
unbelievable. It's so cool.
You're in better company there.
I
That's
like
awesome.
that. I also like the fact that she's wearing my jacket, my Johnson Motors jacket, which I don't know what happened to that jacket, but I really liked it.
Oh, you miss it. Yeah.
I was also much thinner back then.
No.
There you
Okay, one last one.
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is is this your bass?
That's the bass that Gibson, I believe, gave to us.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
the year they gave you guys guitars and basses.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. And where are we there?
We're in the mansion.
Oh God, that's right. That big, hideous mansion right off of Laurel Canyon, I think it was.
Correct. Yes.
I want to say it was across the street from Lance Bass's house.
I hope so.
But yeah, that was Gibson was super cool that year. They gave you guys, they gave everybody guitars, but they gave you a bass.
That was very smart of them. Yeah, and I still have that bass.
Nice.
I still have that bass. But yeah, and that was crazy. I remember you guys were nice enough because you put us in a mansion, but the mansion kind of ended up being a little bit. We thought it was haunted, so you were like, okay, let's get you to a nice like condo, and so that was really nice.
Yeah,
but I think you were visiting.
Living in a mansion is not all it's cracked up to be. You know, it really isn't. I mean, there's all kinds of problems that you're going to have, or the air isn't right, or there's like ants, or I mean, I'm thinking of things that have happened over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
But
that happened to us.
That was probably one of the nicer mansions, as opposed to the season 2 mansion, which was you could actually see from the studio that we were at, which actually Slash owns it now.
Whoa.
It's a mansion up on Curson, and that was a really nice mansion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dang. Okay.
But your mansion was nice too. That was also the one where Scotty bounced the basketball from the second floor and made a hoop.
Oh yeah,
that was that was like a piece
fun
in the
things.
show.
There was 2 pianos there too, and Haley and I got to like jamming. I have video that I'll show you where I'm playing bass and there's a piano there, and so yeah.
Love
anyway,
that.
Dude, well I appreciate you.
Here's your. I'll give you that back.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, thanks so much,
Well,
man.
appreciate you too. Thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to kind of like come by and see you guys and talk to you guys. Of course, if I ask to be invited into your special text chat, I know the answer is going to be no.
Yes, hard no.
It's a hard
no. Get the no.
No, it's fine. But yeah, thanks for having me on. We'll see you when we see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna come visit the set at some point.
Very nice.
All right, much love, man.
With the voices, we are idols.